Y'all, I forgot all about the fact that I haven't posted Lunar Lowdown today. And so this is an after hours late night special of Lunar Lowdown. The moon is in Aquarius, the sun is in Libra. This is your Lunar Lowdown. I'm about to go to bed. Let's do this. So the moon is in Aquarius, and we're focusing in on rebellion, breakthroughs, as well as knowledge, and just kind of our own uniqueness as well as community. But this moon is being ruled by Saturn and Pisces, and so it's very dreamy and very visionary like. I had mentioned when the moon was in Capricorn how I really looked forward to the moon coming into Aquarius because the sun is in Libra, and so it gives very much like the energy of connecting with new people or focusing in on relationships and communities and friendships and all of that. And I stand by that. But when we have the moon in Aquarius ruled by Saturn and Pisces, it can really lean into like some isolation and really feeling misunderstood, especially when the moon is conjunct Pluto today. And this will lighten up tomorrow. By the way, today is October 1st, and we'll have the moon in Aquarius until Friday. But there is a lot of talk going on and a lot of social stuff going on because we have the moon that is conjunct Pluto, which is really begging us to really just make those breakthroughs, make those big, bold steps, really dig into our authenticity. But it can also exacerbate just like how our feelings come out in a very possibly disruptive way, but it also really highlights like our emotions being extreme. So like extremely detached and lonely, or extremely like expressed, but in a way that might not always be the most like stable. And it can come off jarring sometimes or just a bit scattered. And we can also just see maybe some disruptions to our actual schedule because the moon is like your habits and like what you're doing. And when it's also making a trine not only to the sun in Libra, but also to Uranus and Gemini, what we can see is our schedules just kind of being thrown out the window and just being very busy, or like certain surprises or messages that are coming up that we didn't expect, and us maybe getting a little frazzled and frustrated mentally, just like everywhere. And things can feel a little chaotic because there's just so much going on and so much being talked about. Now, thankfully, the Pluto conjunction with the moon is happening tonight, so all of us are basically going to sleep through it unless it's like the day is just starting for you. But we also see the moon squaring off with Mars and Scorpio today as well, or tonight, this evening, which by tomorrow the moon will have moved past that, but we still might feel some remnants of that intense energy. But what this could look like is maybe some insomnia, or not being able to turn your brain off, wanting to really focus in on learning how to transform different skills, really wanting to get into like some DIY projects, wanting to be a bit more reflective, or it could even come out in a way that is emotionally disruptive in relationships as well, where somebody wants to work something out or talk about things that are really bothering them that have maybe been swept under the rug or repressed, but another person is just kind of detached and they're like, I don't see what's the big deal. But yeah, that's all I have for the Lunar Lowdown today. I'm gonna go to bed. Thank you for bearing with me for this Lunar Lowdown after dark session. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.